Hey Steelers fans, let's dive into the latest from Pittsburgh as we break down the storylines shaping this team heading into another intense stretch of the season. One of the most fascinating stories continues to be the development of Derek Harmon. Despite being in his rookie year, has already shown glimpses of the kind of player Pittsburgh can rely on for years to come. Harmon's demeanor is quiet and measured, but when he speaks, there's weight behind his words. There's a clarity in his thinking, a sense that he understands the magnitude of the moment, even as a newcomer, and it's that sort of mindset that can quietly shape a locker room over time. Just after a tough game in Cleveland, while the mood around the team was somber and the locker room felt heavy with disappointment, Harmon sat quietly next to Cam Hayward, exchanging only a few words. But the ones he offered were clear and confident. They would be ready for the next challenge. And for a Steelers team that has endured a mix of highs and lows this season, that kind of quiet determination is exactly what they need. Harmon's approach reflects a broader theme that has defined this team for a while now. The Steelers respond when tested, when the pressure is at its peak. They thrive when adversity is undeniable, when a margin for error is razor-thin, and every decision feels like it carries the weight of the city on its shoulders. The challenge, though, has always been consistency. There's a rhythm to their success that is frequently disrupted by moments of complacency, moments when confidence slips into overconfidence, and suddenly, the hard work of adjustment and adaptation has to be redone from scratch. This cycle has been evident not just this season, but in the years leading up to it. The pattern repeats, moments of brilliance, followed by lapses, followed by the stark reality check that reminds everyone, from the head coach down, that nothing in the NFL is guaranteed. This is particularly evident when it comes to games against their AFC North rivals. No matter how the storylines unfold in the lead-up to a season or a particular matchup, the Steelers and the Ravens always seem to define the narrative. The histories, the rivalries, and the intensity of these games mean that any prior success or failure gets reset as soon as these teams meet. Last year's outcomes, whether in Pittsburgh or Baltimore, linger in the collective memory of the team, shaping preparation and focus. This year, heading into another showdown, the weight of history is again pressing on every player, every coach, and every decision made on the field. The pattern of highs and lows, of victories followed by disheartening losses, feels familiar, almost inevitable. And yet, in that familiarity lies the possibility for resilience and growth. The season has provided plenty to admire despite the disappointments. Harmon, of course, is at the center of that optimism. His poise, combined with flashes of athletic brilliance, suggests a trajectory that could see him become a cornerstone of this franchise for years. Beyond him, there are moments of excellence scattered across the roster, performances that give fans hope even as they brace for the familiar cycle of frustration. But the lessons from Cleveland are clear. Talent alone isn't enough. Execution, mindset, and the ability to respond under pressure determine whether the team fulfills its potential or falls into predictable pitfalls. Mike Tomlin's influence remains a constant, a stabilizing force, and sometimes a symbol of the team's adherence to routine and structure. Yet, even with his guidance, the Steelers often find themselves confronting the same obstacles, facing the same test of whether they can translate preparation into consistent success on the field. Watching the games unfold, it's evident that opportunities appear, sometimes spectacularly, and yet the margin for error is so narrow that even the smallest misstep can derail a promising drive or a critical series. It's a lesson in patience and perseverance, one that Harmon seems to understand intuitively. His mentality, simple yet profound, is to neither let a loss sink him nor a victory inflate his sense of security. It's a principle that could benefit the team as a whole if adopted more widely, especially as the stakes rise and the competition intensifies. Football is relentless in its demands, and the Steelers' history shows that survival in this league requires both skill and a mental edge, the ability to stay grounded in the midst of triumph and devastation alike. Even as individual brilliance shines through, the collective challenge remains. Execution in critical moments is where seasons are won or lost, and that has been a recurring issue for Pittsburgh. Watching the team navigate its schedule, fans can pinpoint moments where a different approach might have yielded a more favorable outcome. The frustration isn't rooted in surprise, it's in pattern recognition. Steelers Nation knows the drill. A promising stretch, followed by lapses, followed by the grinding realization that the team hasn't quite learned the lessons it keeps encountering. And yet, within that frustration, there's hope. There are young players like Harmon. There are moments of creativity and courage, and there are glimpses of what this team could become if the cycle of response under pressure could translate into sustained success. The quarterback position and offensive coordination remain central to the narrative. Aaron Rodgers and Arthur Smith, for all their experience and insight, operate within a structure that is largely dictated by hierarchical decision-making. The system doesn't easily allow for improvisation at the highest level, a reality that both limits and protects. Plays like Kenny Gainwell's catch in Detroit provide rare flashes of spontaneous brilliance, yet they are anomalies rather than the norm. The reality of modern NFL systems, combined with the intricacies of line protection and defensive scheming, means that even the most talented players must operate within a framework that prioritizes structure over chaos. That reality can be frustrating for fans, especially when flashes of potential hint at what could be possible if constraints were removed, but it's also a testament to how methodical the sport has become at its highest level. In the broader context of the season, Pittsburgh continues to confront the duality of its identity, a team capable of moments that inspire awe and frustration in equal measure. There's an appreciation for the skill, the history, and the effort put forth by every player on the roster, but there's also an awareness that success requires more than individual moments of brilliance. The Steelers have shown they can respond to adversity, but the question remains whether those responses can translate into long-term gains, whether the lessons of the past can inform a more consistent future. Fans and analysts alike are left in a position of cautious optimism, recognizing the talent and potential present while being acutely aware of the patterns that have historically hindered sustained success. And as the team looks ahead to the upcoming matchup against the Ravens, all eyes are on how this familiar rivalry will unfold. The history, the preparation, and the intensity ensure that every play matters, and that every mistake is magnified. It's a test of character, of strategy, and of mental toughness. Pittsburgh has the tools to compete, and with leaders like Harmon emerging, there's reason to believe they can rise to the occasion. Yet the cyclical nature of the season, with its highs and lows, serves as a reminder that no single game can erase the lessons learned from the past or the patterns that have defined the team's journey for so long. As the Steelers prepare for another showdown with the Ravens, the intensity in Pittsburgh is palpable. This rivalry has a way of amplifying every decision, every play, and every individual performance, making even the smallest details feel monumental. The players are acutely aware of what's at stake, yet the pressure that comes with facing Baltimore consistently exposes both strengths and weaknesses. The offense has moments of brilliance, orchestrated by players like Harmon who bring a fresh perspective and determination to the team. His understanding of timing, angles, and the subtle cues of in-game adjustments gives Pittsburgh a quietly reliable weapon, one that might not always show up on the stat sheet, but can be decisive in critical situations. Watching him grow within the structure of this team, and seeing how he responds under pressure, gives a glimpse into what the future of this franchise could look like, provided the lessons of the past are heeded and mistakes aren't repeated. The offensive line, quarterbacks, and coordinators all operate within a carefully designed framework, and while there are flashes of improvisation, the Steelers' style has always been about disciplined execution. The limitations imposed by modern NFL schemes may frustrate fans at times, especially when watching players like Aaron Rodgers seemingly constrained by play-calling conventions. But these frameworks are designed to maximize long-term efficiency and limit catastrophic errors. Still, football is a game of inches, and when mistakes happen, they are magnified in high-stakes matchups like the one against Baltimore. Pittsburgh has the talent and the coaching insight to adapt, but the challenge lies in sustaining that adaptation consistently, rather than relying on bursts of brilliance that are too infrequent to carry an entire season. Defensively, the Steelers have shown resilience throughout the season, often keeping them competitive even when the offense struggles. The unit's ability to absorb pressure and respond strategically has been a defining characteristic. Yet, even with a strong defensive foundation, there are vulnerabilities that emerge under the relentless scrutiny of top-tier opponents. Baltimore, with its methodical preparation and detailed analysis of Pittsburgh's tendencies, represents the ultimate test. The Ravens' approach to controlling the middle of the field, limiting running lanes, and exploiting even minor gaps forces Pittsburgh to operate at peak mental and physical precision. Every snap, every assignment, every choice of blocking or route execution becomes critical, and the team's ability to internalize lessons from past matchups is just as important as their raw talent. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In what could become one of the most intriguing off-season storylines, rumors are swirling around the NFL after the Pittsburgh Steelers reportedly managed to overturn the league commission's decision, effectively nullifying DK Metcalf's suspension. While official statements remain scarce, sources close to the team hint at behind-the-scenes negotiations that could reshape not only the wide receiver market, but also the Steelers' offensive strategy moving forward. Metcalf, known for his combination of size, speed, and playmaking ability, has been a constant topic of discussion since the original suspension was handed down. Analysts speculated that the ban would affect his draft stock, trade value, or even team chemistry, but the sudden reversal has reignited speculation about the Steelers' intentions. Could this signal an aggressive push for dominance in the receiving core, or is it merely a maneuver to secure leverage in upcoming trade talks? The possibilities are endless, and the league seems to be bracing for the ripple effects. Insiders suggest that the decision may involve complex negotiations between the Steelers' front office, the NFL, and Metcalf's representation. There's talk that contractual clauses and league precedent played a crucial role, hinting at a precedent-setting move that other teams may soon study closely. The implications go beyond a single player. An overturned suspension of this magnitude could influence league policies, the way disciplinary actions are contested, and even the timing of high-profile free agent signings. Fans have already taken to social media, speculating about what this means for Pittsburgh's offensive game plan. Some predict that the team may now aggressively target big-name wide receivers in the draft or free agency, banking on Metcalf's availability to form a potentially historic receiving tandem. Others wonder if the reversal might provoke tension within the locker room, as players and staff navigate the fallout from a decision that was initially seen as non-negotiable. While the Steelers have remained tight-lipped, the rumor mill shows no signs of slowing. League insiders caution that the situation is fluid, with negotiations and potential appeals still possibly in play. Yet one thing is clear. DK Metcalf's status, once in question, is suddenly at the center of a story that could redefine expectations for both player discipline and team strategy in the NFL. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.